Part 3. When the Klan came in, there wasn't a lot of shit going on. You know, they spoke their little piece, they gathered around the statues or whatever the hell there was. I didn't go to it because I wasn't down with any of that shit. I don't really like hate speech. I don't like making hate speech. Hell, I don't like making racist statements. I'm gonna make some racist statements in this video, though, so brace yourselves. When the Klan came in, believe it or not, they had a really small turnout, and it was mostly respectful, and there was no riots, there was no cops necessary. There were cops there, but there were no, like, big-time riot gear, none of the bullshit that was going to happen 2 weeks later. You know, when they came in, they spoke, they did their thing. There may have been some anti-protesters there. There may have been some shouts shouted, but there was no physical violence protrude according to the news. That would happen when the alt-right movement came in with Mr. Kessler. Now, personally, I didn't think that there was a racist group more dangerous than the KKK until I was like 19, 20, and the skinheads came out. And the skinheads was a whole nother level of racism. You know, straight the hell up. The skinheads was a whole nother level of racism because they didn't just attack blacks and Jews. They attacked everybody. They didn't give a damn if you were black. They didn't give a damn if you were white. They didn't give a damn if you were Asian. They did not like you. They attacked everybody. One of my favorite actors made a movie called Best in the Best 3 that dealt with that. Because in Best in the Best 3, his sister in the film had adopted a black kid, and she had, I guess, the white kid was her husband's kid because he was white and she was Asian. And then the star of the show was Philip Ree, and Philip Ree made the movie essentially to address the skinhead epidemic, which was going on. I don't know if he did it because it was a personal thing or if they just needed to tell a story, but it was one of the best in the best series with Philip Ree and I can't think of his name right now, Eric Roberts. And you know, it was like this. It was one of the best out of the three. I loved all three of the best. I don't know if the franchise kept going after that because I only seen those three. But I will say that he did address the skinhead problem. And the skinheads, they didn't like white people who were not blonde hair and blue-eyed. So if you were not a white person with blonde hair and blue eyes, they pretty much hated your guts. But before all this outright stuff, I didn't think that there was anybody more dangerous than the KKK. Then the skinheads popped up, and my whole perspective changed because the KKK, I guess they warded themselves down, and they actually had a TV interview and process. No, the KKK ain't just about hating black people. You know, we don't really like damn near anybody either, but we have our ways of doing things versus we don't burn crosses in people's yards anymore. But the skinheads had even drove the KKK crazy because the skinheads was like, well, we just gonna fuck up everybody. We don't care, and we ain't wearing no damn heads. We gonna shave our heads completely bald, and if you fall into line of where we at, you're good. If you don't fall in line where we're at, we ain't doing no burning crosses. We're fucking you up. Now I know you're thinking, what does that have to do with the previous video? I'm getting back around to that after I stop by here and talk about Charlottesville for a second. So, because they're all connected, trust me on that. The alt-right came in, and Mr. Kessler caused the biggest clusterfuck that this city of Charlottesville has ever fucking seen in its life. And Charlottesville has been low-key racist. Alright? I can say that because I've been a victim of some low-key racism. All my life I've lived here in Charlottesville, and all my life I've had 1, 2, 3, quite a few racist incidences. Now in grade school, again, most of my racist incidences came from black people. I had maybe 2 or 3 white people racist incidences in Charlottesville in general. But I've had a couple that I didn't talk about that was from white people because I couldn't really tell if it was racist or not. You know? Now the one that stands out the most that I know was racist was when I was walking home from trying to edit my film, and this white lady who was walking up the same side I was walked all the way across the street, walked up the street and recrossed the street. And this is where my dumb ass, being young, I could have just kept walking. I could have been the bigger man. But I was a dumbass, and I own that. I looked right back around, spun around. I didn't walk back towards her. She was in a nice red dress, pretty blondish, brunettish. I don't know exactly how to describe the outfit, but it was like a dress suit. She was looking some kind of fine, totally professional. But that was a racist move because she went from one black guy on the side of the street. She might have thought I was Mexican, and the Mexican stereotype is at the time was Mexicans will cut you for no reason. But I'm not Mexican, and I had no reason to cut this beautiful brunettish, blondish chick. Now, had she stayed on the side where Mills was at, I probably wouldn't have said nothing because I would have kept walking. But I had noticed when we were walking at the same pace, and she stopped at the sign at the church on East Main Street, right down the street from the Sacagawea. We're at the church, across from what used to be the Three Emperors. It wasn't the Three Emperors by then, though. So she crossed the street. She went up to where Mills was, where a ton of people, mostly black, eat there. And then she crossed the street back over to where I was at. But I was at the church by that time. And I turned around, because I watched her the whole time. I stopped and watched her walk, and I said, ain't this about a bitch? I said, hey, ma'am, you should know that I would be the same dumbass nigger that you tried to avoid that would save you from the dumbass niggers that you just walked beside. I'm pretty sure she turned this red in her dress, and she started walking with the quick step further away from me, past the Amtrak station. So now y'all know where we're at. We're on East Main Street. So, me being dumb, I wanted to run back up to her and ask her what the hell was her problem. But me being smart enough to know that that's not something that you do, I walked the hell on home. But I was mad as hell about it because that was some shit that I have never had happen before. You know, 9 times out of 10, when somebody sees me, I get, can I ask you a question? And what are you? You're like, what? I was like, I'm a man. It's like, no. I mean, what is your race specifically? And it's like, oh, I'm multicultural. I am part Cherokee, part black, and part white. You know, proud of it. Until somebody of those 3 ethnicities fuck up. Anyway, I let that go. But after I got home, I was so damn mad about it. Which is why I said I own my part in that. You know, because I probably shouldn't have said anything. I should have just kept walking and just said, fuck it. Okay, she's a racist. Big deal. It could have been the fact that she might not have thought that I was black. She might have thought I was a Mexican and I was going to cut her. In broad fucking daylight. In punk fuck Charlottesville, which is a racist ass city. It's just been low key. There have been other racist incidences. And like me being accused of being the serial rapist, that was a racist incident. It was black profiling, and the fact that I was only 5'3.5" versus the serial rapist, which is not my skin tone of yellow and brown. He was really brown and really tall, and they came after me. Henceforth, I've also never worn anything else that had the words Nartica written on it, because the suspect was wearing a wool Nartica jogging suit, while I had on denim Nartica jeans and a Nartica jacket. All of a sudden, I'm 6 feet. And these are curls, not naps. That being said, we're moving forward. So Mr. Kessler had this rally, this big-time rally. And here's where common sense obviously skipped over Charlottesville that night. All the radio stations and the TV stations and the city managers and all of them made things for everyone to do. I mean, they opened up the city. They literally opened up the city so everybody can go anywhere and everywhere. I was at home doing homework, but they had opened up the city for anybody to do anything but show up at this goddamn rally. And the opposite happened. Everybody and their mamas showed up at this rally. In the city, they had it on all the radio stations that was local. Please don't go to that place. We offer you this. Please don't go to this place. We offer you this with discount drinks and this, and this. And they were offering shit out the wazoo. Charlottesville was never so open before because they were trying to hide, cover up, or avoid an issue that was about to become an explosion and an implosion all at the same fucking time, which is exactly what happened, which cost 2 police officers' life and a young woman named Heather Heyer, who must never be forgotten because some jackass from either Ohio or Tennessee decided he wanted to be a martyr for the cause and plow through a bunch of goddamn people who he thought was just black people. Wound up killing a young white lady and now he's got like 3 life sentences and possibly the death penalty when the federal government gets a hold of his ass because the state's already sentenced him. Now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, because we just seen in the other video how the lady was an initiate for the Ku Klux Klan, and they killed her, and they burnt her, and they burnt the club scene. I'm like, is it really worth your life to hate us that much? Did you want to throw your life away? Did you want to drive from one state to another state to be a martyr for a cause, for something that human beings can't fix? Whatever color you're born into, you didn't get that option. Whatever family you're born into, you didn't get that option. But you do have the option to be better. You have the option to rise above and be better than the norm. To be better than what people expect you to be because your parents are pieces of crap, or because certain members of your family do shit that they shouldn't do. You can rise above your family's reputation. Now, as far as Charlottesville, we went through this hell, and it never dawned on me that cops could be Klan members. It did dawn on me that cops could be rapists. It did dawn on me that cops could be racist as well as rapists, just in case y'all missed me when I said they were rapists the first time. You know, because there have been movies made about that too, because nobody would believe that a cop would honestly go around raping people, but hey, who do you trust? If a cop comes to your house to save you and you're a beautiful woman, you're not going to think that the cop's here to rape you, you think the cop is here to rescue you. See how that works? Oh, I'm going to get rescued by this cop. Oh no, now the cop is my fucking assailant. He saves me from one rapist and then he rapes me himself. So that shit can happen. People don't believe that shit can happen, which is exactly why it generally happens to the people who do not believe that shit can happen. Same thing can be said for firemen. Same thing can be said for preachers. Same thing can be said for damn near anybody. Gynecologists, doctors, oh, I'm going to finger her, but I'm not going to put my gloves on. She's never going to know the difference because I'm going to sedate her. Shit happens. Read more, Google less. Or Google important shit that you can read from Google. But the point of the matter is, these videos that I showed before that was about Ku Klux Klan infiltrating police officers and stuff like that. And this shit can happen. Just like they say, it can happen in the army, it can happen anywhere. Sleeper agents are all around. You just don't know they're sleeper agents. But the thing is, racism is one of them things that can't be changed. But it can be handled. Because no one has to be a racist. Racism is a choice. You choose to be a racist. You choose to hate someone because of the color of their skin. The fact that they are just an asshole, it probably doesn't even come up to you. It's like, oh, if you kill one black motherfucker, you kill them all. You know, a lot of people see it that way. But it doesn't work that way just against blacks. It works that way against whites. It works that way against Asians. And most of the time, it's generally by somebody who has been wronged by someone of that color. And they can't get the motherfucker that wronged them. So they're going to make all the motherfuckers that his color or her color suffer for that shit. I got dumped by an Asian woman, so I should hate all Asian females. I should be ready to blow them off the map. Don't think so. Asian females are like the hottest chicks ever. I got dumped by a bunch of white girls, so I should hate all the white girls in the world. I should just blow them off the map. I don't think so. I love some serious white girls. I got almost killed by some black girls' bad decisions. I should hate all black girls. No, I don't. I like my black women, but I will never marry them. That's where the line draws right there. Will I marry a white woman or an Asian woman? You're damn right I will marry them before I marry a black girl because I don't have to go through a whole bunch of shit. That's just me speaking of personal from experience. That's had nothing to do with all the black girls in the world. But those two, you two know who you are, have ruined me from ever dating another black girl. So to all the black women in the world, that statement, I apologize. It was reverse racist. But also, let's take into account that when I was a younger kid and certain black girls, a different two, told me that black girls would never date me. Nothing could be closer than right because all the black girls that I ever wanted didn't want me, wouldn't look at me, could care two shits and told me that I was ugly and told me that I would never be good enough for black girls. So instead of waiting for them, I moved on to white girls. Then I elevated my game to Spanish and Asian girls. And that's what I like. That's what I'm drawn to. I love Asian chicks. And I'm going to marry me one. Whether anybody likes it or not is beyond their fucking capability. It's up to me to live for me, not for me to live for you. Back to the story at hand. Let's get the man. When the alt-right came through here, the true Charlottesville nature was showed. And people were hurt. And people were killed because of racism. And if racist people are infiltrating the police and have guns and badges. What's next? Martial law. But if the people who declare martial law are in charge and they hate people of color, everybody's going to be in trouble. The white people who love people of color, the white people who are married to people of color, the Asian people who are also of color, and the white people who are married to Asian people who are of color, their children, people like me who are mixed, we're number one with the bullet. So we all need to grow up and be aware of what's going on. And police stations, all of them should have IA, no exceptions. There should be internal affairs in every police station, every sheriff's office, every FBI, everywhere there's a cop or a law enforcement agency, there should be an internal affairs agency right smack dead in the middle. And once that happens, all this bullshit with cops killing blacks or cops doing racial profiling and all that other shit, all that shit can come to an end. Because AI are the cops who arrest the cops. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Comfort Habit number 2. Hope I taught you guys something in these 3 videos. Be seeing you.